Hello, it's Wesley with 22zines. I am doing a VR to Candy Soul and Soil, I think is the one who started it, of showing off your non-tarot deck collections in combination with your tarot deck collections. And to be perfectly honest, I have seen a bunch of videos, but I haven't paid super close attention to what the actual prompts are or whatever, because as soon as I saw this, I had an idea for how I wanted to connect my tarot collection with one of my collections. And you might think it's zines, and it's not. I know, another one where I'm 22 zines and maybe like 50%, probably less, of my videos are zine related. Get used to it. No, this one is for a different collection. Maybe I'll do a zine one later, but this one is for a different collection that I have, which is a collection of my very favorite animal in the world, my collection of lions. Let's take a look, shall we? These are my lions. I gathered them all up from throughout the house because I thought it would make for easier filming and thought it'd be kind of cute. But I don't like having them all here laid out like this because it feels a little bit like I'm, I don't know, like taking pictures to sell them or something. So let's move along so they can all get right back to their rightful dens. And also, many of these lions do not have personal names. Many do, but some don't. I would consider that sort of along the lines of the Breakfast at Tiffany's, I think it is, where just not granting a name to the cat because, you don't have the right to name the cat names itself. That's kind of my take with some of my lions that don't have human granted names here. I guess let's go ahead and do left to right. This here is an art print by a deck creator. I can't remember their name right now, but the creator of the Yuletide Lenormand and Wild Whiskers Oracle, and I think a couple other ones. And the reason that I especially like this print is because the lion with the flowers in its mane remind me of... So when I was a kid, I played in a steel drum band, and I still mostly know how to play. It's kind of fun, but for the decoration on my music binder where I had all the sheet music, I drew a picture of a lion wearing a floral lei, and so this just... yeah, it reminds me very much of that. I actually haven't found a good place to hang it up yet, but, maybe this is a good opportunity. This here is a little lion 3D puzzle figurine thing, just made out of balsa wood that came from a kit that I got at the public library, and I painted the balsa wood this copper color and did the edges in black, and yep, so it just kind of lives here with the lions now. This is an art print of a lioness that I've had for a while. I can't remember the artist, but I'm sure I'll be able to look them up and put them below. I don't have nearly as many lionesses in my in my collection. I think that just has to do with, lions are sort of the more flamboyant of the pairs, and so a lot of people depict the manes, but I am a fan of lionesses as well. I guess we'll do the books next. This is a program, like a souvenir program, large photo program from The Lion King on Broadway, which I had the great pleasure of seeing when I was 12 years old, and I was so excited about it. And so I got to come and I got to see the show, and it was just completely mind-blowing. I had been obsessed with The Lion King for a long time before then. I had listened to the Broadway version of the soundtrack for a long time, and I had memorized all of the lyrics and sung along. And I actually had the great pleasure of meeting the puppeteer who played Zazu in that run, which was so cool. And so he got to show me up close and personal the Zazu puppet. And that was thank you so much to my grandma, who worked as a pianist in operas and occasionally musical theater. And so basically through her connections was like, hey, anybody know anyone from The Lion King that's touring? Because I want to show my grandchild, my grandchild's going and would love to see backstage. And so that was so cool. I got to go up onto the stage. I got to see all of the moving pieces. I got to see the puppets up close. I also got to meet the actor who played Ed the hyena, which is just so cool. Oh my gosh. And I've since seen the show again as an adult, and I would love to see it again. I actually don't know if it's still touring, but I mean, it's gotta be, right? It's so amazing. I really love the abstractions that they went with for the costuming. I love the puppeteering. I feel like it's such a unique experience where obviously they're telling the same story that was in the Disney movie, but the way in which they told it and the artistry involved, like the costuming in particular, is just so unique. It's so good. I love Sarabi's headpiece. It's beautiful and tragic, and I almost have more nostalgia and more fondness for, oh my god, for the Broadway play than I do for the movie itself. Oh, look at the lions. There's the pride. Oh, it's so amazing. Okay. I just had to flip through that one. Simba. Okay. Here we have Animalia by Graham Base, which is not entirely about lions, but you might know this. So it's got a lion on the front here and a lion on the front here. This was a book that I've had since I was a kid as well. And they have, it goes through the alphabet, has different animals doing different things in the alphabet. And so, of course, the L, if I can get there we go. The L page features lions in the library. Lazy lions lounging in the local library. I feel like this page sums up so many of my interests and like my childhood interests and my childhood aesthetic appreciations in particular, because I loved the library, I loved books, I loved lions, I loved the sort of medieval fantasy illuminated manuscript stylings. I loved dogs, and interestingly, the largest, most prominent book on this page is Lassie Come Home. So, yeah, I don't know if it was a cause and effect, like, did I like all this before the page, or just because they've been associated with lions, but anyway, love the Lazy Lions page. And here we have Arlo, the Lion Who Couldn't Sleep, which is a more modern picture book that my partner got me one year for Christmas. And interestingly, the next one is also a picture book that my partner got me for a different Christmas. Also about lions. But this one, it has just, I checked it out from the library and I loved it so much and it made me cry. And it's just the story of Arlo, the lion who couldn't sleep. The grass was too prickly and the earth was too hard. The trees were too noisy, but the desert was too quiet. And he's all sad. He's so tired. And then he meets a friend. He meets an owl who's awake at night. And then they go together, and just all of these illustrations are so beautiful. I love the loose watercolor and the loose lines, and it's just, oh, look at him. It's just so beautiful, little Arlo. And this here is Lost in the Library, a story of patience and fortitude. Patience and fortitude are the names of the two lion statues that are in front of the central branch of the New York Public Library. And so this is a storybook about patience and fortitude and what they get up to in the New York Public Library at night. There they are. Oh, but what happened? One of them's gone. Look at them. Early one morning, while all New York slept, night was transforming to dawn. Silence filled all of Manhattan, except Fortitude woke with a yawn. "Patience, good morning," he said from his plinth, but Patience was nowhere in sight. He'd entered the library's grand labyrinth while no one was watching last night. And so it goes through, and the lion's Fortitude goes and explores different parts of the library and different statues that are there, and explores the books, all looking for Patience. And I'll go ahead and I forgot. Oh yeah, they have the little water fountain. They have a little lion water fountain. Look at him, his little wink. Oh. So he checks out the visitor's guide, and he goes all over the library. Anyway, so love this. And like I mentioned, this was a Christmas present for the year following Arlo from my partner. Okay, here are a few smaller things. This is a Lion Pride magnet. I drew this, and basically I got like a free offer from Shutterfly like a million years ago, and so I was like, I'll doodle something just to take advantage of it. And so it's a little Lion Pride. Hee hee. Here is it was a sticker that I turned into a magnet. I do that for most of the stickers that I get, and that my partner gets, because that way we can move them around, and so we just have our fridge covered in magnets that were once stickers. And this one is from Charm Zine, and it came with the zine. This is a little glass, it was like a pendant that my partner gave me for my birthday, the first birthday after we'd met. And of course it's little Simba from The Lion King. And the pendant part, it has long since fallen off, and the pendant part fell apart. So I just stuck a magnet on the back, and so it lives with our magnets. This is my wallet, which is a funny thing, but my partner got it for me, and it's got a lion on it, of course. He knows me so well. This here is a journal that I have not used yet. I got this journal somewhere. I want to say it was at the antique store around here, or it's not like an antique store, it's a flea market kind of thing, like a permanent flea market, and it's got these beautiful leather straps and these potions and just all these biddly bobs, which I love. And it's fur. It's like fur fabric all over it, which I absolutely love. And of course it's got this lion on it. So I haven't I haven't used it yet, but I love it just as much. Maybe one of these days, if I ever actually, needed like a spell book, I had to write spells in here, if I ever actually, if I did that sort of thing. This is a little art print by Guided Hand Studio, I want to say is the name of the studio. It's the creators of the Guided Hand Tarot, which is a great little tarot deck. And this is part of a series of prints and other merchandise of the zodiac signs. So this is the Leo print, and I am not a Leo, I'm a Libra. The only Leo placement I have is in my Mars, which I appreciate that. I feel like, it can be a little frustrating sometimes, but I think it means that I end up caring about justice and that sort of thing, in an outspoken way. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is that I love it, and it's got these 4 little red lions, and so of course I had to get a look at the little lions. Oh, it's so good. But anyway, yeah, it's like a really cool combination of drawing and collage, or like, the drawings were drawn and then cut out and then collaged, and it's so cool. This is just a little charcoal doodle that I did back when I was first learning how to use charcoal. I was in an art class for like a formal art class for like the first time in my life, and they made us use charcoal, and I hate charcoal, but I love lions. So I drew this lion, and I don't know why. I've drawn many, many, many lions. I'm not showing every lion that I have in my previous sketchbooks, mostly just because it'd be such a pain in the ass to dig them all out. But I don't know why this one in particular just charmed me. It's not even, I didn't even spend that long on it. It's not my most, technically brilliant drawing in the world, but I just love his little face. These two are a combo set of prints, and I've just, anything that you see framed, it's just something that I've framed probably from IKEA. But it's a set of prints of the sun and moon lions. I have had these for such a long time, I think since middle school, and that was back when there was an artist who I followed on DeviantArt who I was tremendously inspired by. Obviously, it's this artist, who I just, they were sort of a fine artist, and it was when I was sort of branching into the idea of fine arts and sort of honing my artistic skills. It was right around that age, and these two just inspired me so much. I've had them in my room since I was like 13 years old, and I just love these two. On a bit of a sadder note, I suppose you'd say, this piece is also by that same artist. This is an original acrylic. So I got this piece from this artist in honor of my dad when he passed away. So the artist had already created the art piece, and I purchased it because it reminded me of my dad. My dad was a Leo. I have a lot of associations between my dad and lions, and so, the old king lion lying down for perhaps the last time. Yep, just reminded me of my dad. So I have this piece as well. This is just a small set of rubber stamps of lions that I have used in various settings. There's a big lounging lion. There's this guy who I think is the most versatile just because of the size. We got Simba, who used to have a Disney copyright on the stamp, and then I carved it off. You can kind of see where I carved off the Disney copyright with the razor blade. As though anyone in the universe would know that's not Disney. Couple of lions right here. I've used them in a zine before, and we've got a lion here and an alchemical lion here, the alchemical lion eating the sun. Here we just have a little lion on a plinth figurine that my partner gave me. I think it's so cute. It's so beautiful. I love the sort of medieval stylings, the medieval coloration, and the dusted, dirty bronze gold. Yes, so exactly my colors. I love it. This here is a brass lion figurine that has been in my family's house, like growing up. I think it was my mom's at one point, and now it's mine. I love the big swooshing tail, and even though it's not the most detailed face or anything like that, like it doesn't really have eyes, it's just such a nice thing to sort of hold in your hand. It's like a good size in your hand. Yeah, I just really like that little lion. We're going to come back to the stuffed animals in a little bit, but this is a little lion calico critter / Sylvanian family. He plays the piano. I swapped out his outfit. This is someone else's outfit, but I just think it suits him very well. Here is a pin, an enamel pin. Really love it. I tend to use my enamel pins as decorations on my corkboard rather than wearing them. Here we have a little set of lion figurines that I've had for a while, probably since I was, I think, 16, that my friend got for me. These two figurines, these Lion King figurines, one of baby Simba and one of grown-up Simba and Nala. I had a fuller set of little Lion King figurines like this. It had also Scar, Rafiki holding up baby Simba, and I swear to God I had a Timon and Pumbaa, but I don't know where they ended up. But anyway, these two have survived all of the moves since I was however old, 6 years old, since I've had these guys. This is a little wood-carved lion that I just got because it kind of reminds me. You'd see the style of art and of wood-carved art a lot in the Southwest and a lot in Colorado, and it just reminded me a lot of home. And a lot of them are more North American animals that you'll usually see in the style, wolves, bears, that sort of thing. And there was a lion, and I was like, oh my God, I have to get the lion. So I have him too. So now on to the stuffed lions. This guy is such a cutie. He doesn't have a name. He doesn't need a name. He's just the old king. I love his little sleepy expression and his little droopy whiskers. They were a lot droopier. I've sort of tried to prop them up a little to help perk him up a little. But he's an old lion. He can, you can be as sleepy as you want to. Oh, he's such a cutie. He's so big, and he's just this really sleepy, cutie lion. So he hangs out in my bedroom and just lives sort of in. I have a closet that doesn't have a door. I just took the door off, and so he lives at the top and watches over me and my partner while we sleep. This is little Steve. He's just named after the creator, like the company, I guess, that created him. But he reminds me of like Winnie the Pooh or Paddington Bear or something with his little rain jacket, and he's just the cutest in the world, and he's so soft. He is the softest lion I've ever seen. He's more of a teenager. He hasn't gotten his full mane grown in yet, but he is still very happy and cuddly, and he's so soft. So soft. Here we have Mbali, and Mbali is named after the lion at the San Diego Zoo, and or one of the lions, the male lion at the San Diego Zoo, and that is where he came from when my partner and I went to visit San Diego. And he's pretty big. He's a pretty hefty guy, and he's got a dark mane. He's definitely got the darkest mane in the group. I love his black mane with his little white. It's not quite black and white, but the little crown around his face. So he's definitely very regal. This lion is Donna, and I got him because I have a cartoon character that I had drawn as part of a group, like a fictional punk band called the Predators. And so one of them was a lion. And this is like a jellycat stuffed animal. And as soon as I saw his face with the blue mane, it reminded me so much of my cartoon character. I'll put a little picture of the cartoon character up next to him. The mane on Jellycat Donna doesn't go all the way over his eyes, but he's got the droopy eyes, which totally, has the same effect. So I love having this little representation of Donna, this cartoon character that I had drawn. This is Lionel, He is a Build-A-Bear lion who I've had for a long time, I think since I was about 8. I got him as a Christmas present. He was part of a series that Build-A-Bear did for the World Wildlife Fund, and he roars. But he's actually very sweet. He doesn't roar so much anymore because he doesn't want to strain his voice. But yeah, there you go. He is so sweet, and obviously I've had him around for a long time now, and he's come around with me. I love his bright little eyes. He's just always looking to explore the big wide world, and he just comes along with me so many places, and he sits so tall and proud. So this is Lionel. This here is Cousin. He is a little bit more stiff than a lot of the other stuffed lions, so he's pretty tough, and he stands up really well. I sort of kept his little tag on it. It's not actually Cousin, it's Cousin. Cousin. I'm not sure entirely how to pronounce it. Cousin. But I love how even the little tag has this lion on it, just wrapping his tail around for the O, or the O umlaut, and he's just so. So he's so sweet. He's got such a sweet face, and I just called him Cousin as sort of you know, a nod to this, but also just because lions feel like my family. He's got a very smooth mane. It's not too thick, but it's very becoming. So again, it's not as grown in, so he's a little bit more of a teenager lion. Look at his little face. He's such a big sweetie. So this is Cousin. This is a little lion who is new to the team. He has this little safari helmet, so we found him. He was looking around the bush, and he had accidentally walked all the way to North America without realizing, so now he's decided to settle here with us for a little while before returning to the grasslands in Africa that he's more used to. But yeah, he just is like this little guy, and he likes to sit upright. He's got a nice shade on his hat, and he's fitting in really well, and I'm so glad that he's here with us to join us with our big gay lion pride. This is a little beanie baby lion. It's a little sitting upright lion, and he's got a little shirt that says #1 Dad, and of course just reminds me of my dad, so this guy's kind of nicknamed Leo. Yeah. This is Milo. He's not a lion, but he's still very nice. Here we have Rory, who is my other little beanie baby lion. He is more of a sleepy lion. He likes to lounge around on the ground. But yeah, it's just little Rory. And I've had him for a while too. I kept the tags on a lot of critters that I got in high school. So that's probably about when he came from. Don't worry, the tag doesn't hurt him or anything. It's just like a little identifying tag like they do for wildlife tracking, so that they can make sure that they're safe and sound and keep an eye on animals for the sake of conservation. And from the back, who I've brought out up front, we have another big lion who is from IKEA, and just was a very nice way to help us set up and feel comfortable in our new place, because we've had to leave so much stuff behind when we've moved at various points, and so I got him on our first move out here when we were setting everything up, and he just made everything feel so much more homey. And Milo likes him too. Back here we have another friend from IKEA. This is Vincent, and he's sleeping right now, but we better be quiet so he doesn't wake up. All right, so this is Vincent. We got him from. Oh, he's waking up. Oh, sorry, Vincent. Are you all grumpy? That's okay. Don't worry. You can go back to sleep in a minute. So this is Vincent. He's a little pillow who uh, has been keeping Milo company, as you can tell with all the dog fur on him. This is actually a framed piece of wrapping paper. Very fancy wrapping paper from a place in Berkeley that I loved very much, sort of an art studio. And it's got this lion all over as a repeating pattern. And now finally, this is Lion. I know, the most creative name in the whole wide world, but this is Lion. He is a big, giant stuffed lion. And in fact, he kind of likes staying at the back so he can keep an eye on everything. But he's really fun you can sit right there in between his little big paws. He's very big. He is about, let's see, from paw to tail, I think he's about 5 feet. So he's pretty big. And I have had him since I was a little kiddo. I don't even remember. Of course, Lion has been with me through a whole lot, and he's definitely the king of the jungle out here, the king of all these other lions, just by nature of his big size. This is the old king, though. He's still got a good he's still got some cachet around here, but yep, that's big old Lion. So yeah, that's about everybody. And now I'm gonna go ahead and put them all back in their dens so they can get nice and cozy while we show off the tarot side of this. I bet you don't know what's coming. Okay, before I get into the tarot cards, I almost forgot that I have a few vintage postcards with lions on them. I would like to get more. I've just gotten these from, I got these from a thrift store in Boston. Some of them have writing on the back, some of them don't. And I just like them, and so I have to show them off too. I love this one with the Kenyan stamps on the back too. So, as you know, one of the best things about the tarot is that the lion features rather prevalently in many cards, notably the Strength card, but it also shows up in a couple other cards, for the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith, that is. So I started pulling out a couple of the lions in my RWS decks, and then I kept going. So we're about to take a look at every single lion that appears in any of the tarot decks that I have. And that'll be my tarot deck collection connection with my lion collection. Okay. I'm going to go kind of quick. This is the Hoi Polloi Tarot. It's on Strength, on the Wheel of Fortune. This is an RWS clone, so it's going to be similar to what you see on the RWS. The Queen of Wands has 2 lions, one right there, on the throne. The World has a lion. I love this. I love his little face and the little, like, lower lid inset, whatever you'd call that. Those 2 lions down there. And then there's a lion, herald, I guess, on the 2 of Cups. The Tarot Cats by Anna Juan has a lion on the Strength card. Has this lion on the World card. I like the brown. Has a bit of a lion peeking out on the throne of the King of Wands. Has 2 lions on the Queen of Wands. And a lion in the 2 of Cups. The Murder of Crows Tarot has a lion in its Strength card. The Lost Hollow Tarot has a lion emblem, I guess, like a lion icon on its Prince of Wands, which I believe in this deck is the Knight of Wands? Something like that. The Dreaming Way Tarot has a lion in its strength card. I love this super calm, just super happy little lion here. The Orphic Tarot has a lion in its strength card, also depicting Artemis. The Dame Darcy Mermaid Tarot has a lion in its strength. In the Queen of Wands, there's a very elaborately carved lion chair, and there's also a little lion right there, and it's got little claw feet. I love it. A lion in the World card, and a lion in the Wheel of Fortune. The Gorgon's Tarot has a lion in its strength card. The Noisy Museum Tarot has a couple of medieval lions with their little smug face and their weird, the mane that just is very bell-shaped. It poofs out at the bottom. It's also got this lion twice, actually. Once in the Wheel and once here in the Two of Cups. The Guided Hand Tarot has this lion in the King of Wands, which I absolutely love. This little snarl of this little baby lion. Just growing up to be a big toughie. Tarot Cats by Bunny D has a lion in the strength card. The Bohemian Animal Tarot has one of my favorite depictions of a lion in any tarot deck. It's so cute. It's this lion in the Six of Wands, or Six of Fire. The lion, it's an anthropomorphic lion riding on the back of a quadrupedal lion, so it's maybe a little weird. Try not to think too hard about that lore-wise, but I just really love this expression and just the golden pastels and the laurel, and he's just the cutest lion I've ever seen in my life. Really love it. There's also this lioness in the Sun card with these two little lion cubs. And the Strength card doesn't depict a lion as its primary, but if we look here in the back, there's the RWS Strength card, which of course has a lion, so still got a lion in Strength. Blind the Sun has a few lions in the usual spots. We have Two of Cups. We have 4 lions here on the Queen of Wands, 2 in sort of the back of the throne, and then 2 as the arms. And we have a lion in Strength. Oh, and we have 1 lion here on the back of the King of Wands throne. We have a lion in Justice instead of Strength in the Anima Mundi Tarot. This one is I like the little paw arm. Looks like a stuffed animal. I really like it. We have 2 lions in the New Choice Tarot de Marseille. Sort of my personal gay Marseille. We have 1 in the World card here, and we have 1 in the Strength card here. Okay, this deck I believe is my most lion-heavy deck, which I love about it. It's Dame Darcy's Witchy Cat. This is such a good lion. This lion emperor with this crystal ball, and just definitely get the medieval power, kingliness. Great choice. Love it. We have a lion here in Strength, but taking more of an aggressive standpoint. I guess you'd call this a lion. Some of them are a little bit ambiguous. I'm going with, if it's a mane, we'll call it a lion. Although he's got sort of the lynxy ears. But there's also these stylized lions in the back on this King of Wands. We have a lion right here for some reason. we have this lion in the Knight of Swords. We have this lion in the King of Swords, another great lion. I love just a regular lion. Just a lion. I don't know what else to say. We have this lion in the Page of Pentacles. I suppose you'd say this one's perhaps more of a cougar. I don't know. It's a little strange. We're going with lion. We have two lions here in Judgment. We have them flanking sort of this main figure. We have a lion door knocker on the devil, which I love. I have always wanted a lion door knocker in my house. That's all that I want in my life. We have this little baby humanoid-ish lion in the world. We have three lions here in the Hierophant, the older lion residing over the marriage of the younger lions. We have this this friendly dude in the Seven of Pentacles. I do really like this one. I love the Baroque garden, and I just like his. I love his the whoosh, the whooshy beard, and like the part down the middle. I love this lion. We have a lion here as well, and I believe this is the last one. Nope, not quite the last one. A lion in the Seven of Swords. Oh, yes. And here, a lion in the King of Pentacles, the Roman lion. Gotta love it. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 cards that have lions on them. It's pretty darn good, Witchy Cat. We've got the classic lions in Strength and in the World in the Inversion Tarot. I love this World lion. I love how the mane just kind of keeps going, keeps flowing. It's like one big mane. We have one lion from the Fantastical Tarot. We have a few lions in the Animal and Food Tarot by Maruko Studios. I love it, love it. Look at this guy. But this one is my favorite. This is my favorite Strength card. This is my favorite lion. I love this teddy bear lion with, look at the flowers again. It's like the flowers in the mane from when I was a kid that I was talking about earlier. It's so pretty. Oh, I love the leaves behind it. I love the mix of tropical and lion. I don't know. It doesn't make a lot of sense. I mean, I don't know. Some areas, I guess, of the grassland, some areas that lions live do have more tropical flora than you'd think, but yeah, it's definitely not your traditional grassland setting, but I just like the combo a lot. And just look at this little lion. I wish I had this lion as a little stuffed animal or a little figurine or a cookie. Oh, I don't know if I could eat it. There's this lion. So this is for the Two of Cups, and they have the traditional emblem here in this stained glass lamp, the Tiffany lamp. It is so good. It's such a good idea. It's a really good integration of the symbol, and it's just really cute. We got a winged lion here reading a recipe for the pie and the Wheel of Fortune. Are winged lions like a specific type of fantasy creature? Like you have a sphinx that's, designated, it's the body of a lion, but it's got other things and sort of a different word for it. I don't know if a winged lion in particular has a special word for it. I'll have to look that up. We have two lion cookies in the back of the Queen of Wands here, who's a giraffe. I love the giraffe. And then we have a lion cookie here in the World. The Tarot of the Animal Lords has two lions. This one for the Emperor, very classic. And this one for the Two of Wands. And this card is so entrancing to me. It's such a beautiful card. It's such a beautiful pose. And I love the clothing, and I love the just position, and I love having the lion represented by kind of watching the herd, because lions do that so much. They just kind of watch the herd. They're not always actively hunting, but they're always they're cats. They keep an eye on things, and so I really like these positions of, having the lion just kind of existing among the rest of the ecosystem. That's such a good depiction in this particular card. This one might actually be one of my favorite lion depictions. We have one lion in the Brit's Third Eye Tarot in Strength. We have two lions in the Animalis Fortuna Tarot deck as the Empress and the Emperor. The Sun and Moon. I love the pairing of these two. I love the lion and the lioness. There are two lions in the Tarot de Alma Ajo, which was very, very generously given to me by a fellow tarot tuber, and it's a majors only deck. It's super weird, and I love it. I use it a lot just to have kind of something out to look at. Anyway, so this is the lion on the world card. I like the little leaves, and his little eyes are closed, so he's all blinky. And then this one, I'm going to keep saying, it's like, oh, it's one of my favorites. This one is also one of my favorite depictions, which is on this strength card. I love the colors of it, and it's clearly like a, painting or a rendition of like a statue lion or a fountain or something like that, and it just looks so striking and so good here. Now, onto some lions in Oracle decks that I have. This is from the Creature Secrets card deck, and this lion is lounging in the tree, and you can see the background of the savannah behind them. I love the tree. I think the connection between lions and trees needs to be made more commonly. I love it. This deck has some really weird, kind of surreal depictions of a lot of animals, but the lion is very realistic comparatively, and it's just like it's just a beautiful lion, and I love the motion. It feels almost wave-like, the composition, and very relaxed, and yep, just love this lion, relaxed but passively alert up here in the tree. This is the lion from the 100 Ink Animals Oracle deck. And it's very simple, but I think that the keyword that they selected of rest is amazing, and it's perfect, because that's one of the things that I really love about lions, and one of the reasons that they're kind of symbolically important in my life is that I feel like lions have so much strength and power and ferocity and capability behind them, but they spend like 90% of their time resting. Like 80 to 90% of their time they're sleeping or resting or just hanging around. And that is something that I'm really trying to integrate into my life, is sort of having an appropriate amount of rest time. And I think it's such a cool acknowledgement and such an interesting diversion, too, from the way that we usually see lions depicted in tarot and oracle decks of being associated with strength, which is, of course, absolutely true, and I love it as associated with strength. I'm so glad that they used a lion in strength so that so many RWS-inspired decks also have lions in strength. Please just have lions everywhere. But specifically, in this oracle deck, the use of the lion as rest, especially when there's so many animals. There's 100 animals. You can pick any animal for rest, and they picked the lion, or picked rest for the lion. It's just like, it's really great. And I love the little like cub, like it's like not quite a cub. It's sort of a grown cub, not a new cub. But yeah, I really like this card. There are a couple lions in the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. This one actually does not have to do with Leo, even though it's Sun. The Sun in Leo does not have a lion depicted on the card. This is instead the Sun in Scorpio. And so it's the keyword's endurance, and this guy's wrestling this lion. Definitely a bit of a harkening back to the, more dramatic triumph over nature kind of thing, seeing a lion as a powerful adversary, but I like the depiction, and I like the overall coloration and composition of the card. And then here we have, for Mercury in Leo of drama, and we have sort of the classic alchemical lion depiction. I know very little about alchemy. I keep chewing on it, but I feel like it's something I need to actually, dive into a little bit more. And admittedly, like 90% of the reason is because I know that the lion is used as a symbol slash metaphor, I don't know, allegory, in a representation in alchemy in a few different places, and I'm honestly just kind of curious. It's like, yeah, I like lions, so sign me up. Okay, so this deck is the Mother Witch Oracle deck. It was really expensive. I saw it in a local shop, and it's indie produced and all that. And this card is like 90% of the reason that I got this deck. This is the Mushroom King, and features this lion with this big cross on his nose, and these mushrooms surrounding, and the star above, and all these little dandelion seeds. So you got the dandelion lion association, and the color is so pretty. It's this beautiful sandy color, and I want this lion as a friggin' tattoo. I love this lion so much. It's so good. This just inspires me to draw more lions. It is such a noble representation, and it still has some sketchiness, and it still has kind of this weirdness and the unexpected associations. I think maybe that's one of the reasons I like the tropical lions, is because of the unexpected associations between the lions and the plants. And so, associating lions and mushrooms is not something that you see very often, but I really love it here. And next to last here, I just got this Oracle deck literally a few days ago. Or was it even just yesterday? I can't even remember. I got it, again, partly because of this, but partly because I love the artist. So the Oracle deck is the Everyday Witch's Familiars Oracle. So it's the same creators of the Everyday Witch Oracle and the Everyday Witch Tarot. And this one is just all animals. And I happen to really love Elizabeth Alba. I have an original piece by Elizabeth Alba, the artist behind this deck. This lion card in the Witch's Familiars Oracle, I love it. I love the lions in the tree. I love the realistic setting. I love that they're resting and relaxing. I love the lioness watching after the cubs, and interestingly, lions will share cub rearing duties among various members of the pride of both sexes. Fun fact. I love the little just sparklies around the lion. It kind of reminds me of the scene in The Lion King where Simba just sort of collapses down after staring up at the stars, and ends up the grasses blow off into the wind, which are what end up sort of summoning Rafiki. Very specific moment, but I really like it, and I like the golden sheen over the whole card. I love the tree, just knobbliness. It looks very much like an umbrella acacia tree. It's just a really good lion. And now finally, we'll bring it on home with the classic RWS plaid back. We got the lions in the back of the King of Wands. We have the winged lion in the Wheel of Fortune. We have the lion in the World. We have the lion column chair pieces, whatever, in the Queen of Wands, and 2 lions in the background. And something. Lioness, perhaps? Clasp? We have the lion, winged lion symbol on the 2 of Cups. And we have the Strength card with the classic lion with the big curly mane and the big tongue. So I actually have one more thing to share with you. Let me grab it. Okay, so the final thing is that a few years ago, sort of the last time that I didn't have a full-time job, I started working on illustrations with the idea of possibly making a lion tarot deck. And that project has been shelved at various times, but you know me, I never give up on a work in progress. It's just waiting for the right time, and I've been very inspired, partly by this video, and honestly partly by the lion in the Everyday Witches Familiars to maybe start working on it again. I'm not saying that it's going to lead anywhere, but I just want to draw some lions. And so I thought for now I'd show you the drawings that I have so far for some of the tarot cards, just for fun. So this would be for the Hanged Man, which I would retitle as Suspension, having a lion in the tree observing the herd moving by. I have actually colored this one, and I really like how the colors turned out. I colored it digitally, so I'll put it on the screen right now. I ultimately, if I did want to sort of make this into a complete tarot deck, I'd like to do a traditional coloring, but I'm not sure how I wanted to go about that, so anyway, starting with just the drawings. So this would be the Suspension. We have, this would be for the Hierophant, and these are, if you can recognize them perhaps from earlier in the video, Patience and Fortitude. This needs a few edits. The perspective's a little bit off. I gotta edit this one a little bit. Something about the face here. It's tough. You know, this is a tough aspect ratio to work in. I have total respect for tarot creators. This would be the 2 of Wands. The wands would be sort of represented by like these rays of sunlight. Yep, just, you know, lion running and observing the herd in the background. This would be for the 4 of Wands, and it's sort of representing, you know, young cubs that are playing together, which is sort of an important ritual. Like, obviously lions in the wild don't exactly have rituals in the way that we do, and so it was sort of hard to think of like a celebration ritual that might correspond with the 4 of Wands. I'm trying to be very, you know, inspired by lions as they're depicted in, you know, classically or classical art, or but also by actual lion lives, like lion behavior. So this is sort of representing the springtime when the lion cubs have been born and are playing together in a celebratory way, which is, you know, how they learn to be lions. And then as a result, this is the 5 of Wands, which is when they're a little bit older and the fights become a little bit more intense and a little closer to sparring. They look a lot more intense, but of course it's all part of their continued training in order to learn how to hunt. I feel like this one's a little flat. I don't know. This is the star. This is the constellation of Leo, and this is an accurate star map of the stars surrounding Leo, and these are the stars that are visible in Kenya. So like the image that I used as reference to sort of map this onto was taken from a space observation center in Kenya, outside of a populated area. So, it's out further away from light pollution. This, I would sort of have the idea of doing an inverse color. So ultimately, like, the black would be white and it would be on a dark. Something you do in post. This would be the 10 of Wands. Trying to hunt more than you can get, trying to bite off more than you can chew. Lions can get giraffes. They can hunt giraffes, but it's rare and certainly not sort of on your own like this. This is a Maasai giraffe. After the this particular patterning is a Maasai giraffe. And this is the 7 of Wands. The idea is that lions, especially when they have cubs, can be a little bit protective and a little bit wary about other animals. And so the idea is, sharing their ecosystem, sharing their space with large animals like elephants that, lions don't tangle with elephants. They don't really attack elephants, and elephants don't really mess with lions. They just coexist. But the lion, being sort of nervous about this large creature having just given birth and wanting to watch out for her cubs, it's, I feel like that's sort of like similar to the 7 of Wands unnecessary defenses kind of thing. And this would be the 3 of Pentacles. This is a specific type of grass. It's called like a crossroad grass. I need to look up the actual name of it. I have a whole book on plainland grasses that I got because I kept checking it out from the library for the purposes of drawing these, and then it was just like not a particularly in demand book, and so it was pretty cheap on a thrift book website, probably Better World Books. I don't remember. So these would be like representative of the Pentacles, and these are the 3 lionesses that are hunting together. This one, again, I think I also need to work on the perspective on this right lioness in particular. But I'm really proud of this one. Look at that. Look at that perspective. But yeah, they're definitely, starting to work together on their hunt. So anyway, I have a lot of little sketches for other cards that I am, gonna return to and that I gotta sort of enlarge. I have a whole process where I have like a smaller sketch and then I enlarge it and then I do the ink on it, and I'm just like, none of the others are quite ready. I'm honestly a little bit nervous even showing you those. But I am really, I think they're cute. And so, it's about lions and tarot, so of course I gotta talk about it. Alrighty, well, thank you for taking a look at my lion collection and looking at some lions as they appear in tarot, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.